Hi everybody. Today's episode is not being sponsored by any of the beers that we review. Enjoy the show, and please drink responsibly. Hello everybody. Welcome to another episode of Clyde's Happy Hour. Home of the happy hour. I've always wanted to say that. I don't know why.
Home of the happy hour?
Home of the happy hour.
I like that.
Can we market that into a shirt?
Yes,
I like
home of the happy hour.
Home of the happy hour. I am your favorite super duper awesome beer pundit, Kyle. Today I'm here with my twin sister, co-producer Courtney, and my awesome brother-in-law, producer Pat.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello. We're all taking
Welcome
bows.
to the podcast. What are we reviewing today?
Well, we, in Michigan, we are reviewing an excellent beer called Oberon.
Oh, Oberon is the best in Michigan because it means summer.
Yes, it's here. It's usually around the end of March, goes on until fall.
So, what is Oberon Day? When is Oberon Day? I know it's in Kalamazoo, Michigan.
Yep, at the brewery. So, Oberon is a celebration of knowing in Michigan winter is gone. Winter is going. It's springtime. That's when the spring is when Oberon is released.
It's like if the groundhog was a beer,
Yes.
it would be Oberon.
That's a good metaphor.
That's really neat.
That's what it is.
It's like
People
no
coming
more
out of their
winter.
homes.
Like barbecues. I mean, all the festivals that happen in Michigan.
Baseball season. Everyone's outdoors just enjoying summer life. And this is one of the 4 seasons up in Michigan and everything else in the northeast right there. And what was it?
So this is a pretty big thing for Michigan. Like, more than, like, outside of Michigan. Like, it's more contained to the state, I guess is my thing.
Yeah, a lot of employers kind of expect your employees trying to skip work day for Oberon Day, right there. That and opening day Tiger game, opening day of gun season for deer. That's
Right.
a biggie right there. People usually skip work.
And I know for Oberon, like we said, it's in Kalamazoo, Michigan. And it's like a pretty big deal. I mean, it gets bigger and bigger every year.
Yeah.
What are the things that happen there? I mean, I know you know more about it. You've been to the brewery and everything.
I've been there twice, and it's nothing but just great times there. Remember, first time I went there, I'm like, this is where Oberon was first created. My God, I'm here. I'm home.
So, Kyle, is Oberon Day kind of like an Oktoberfest here in Michigan?
You know, it is. Yeah. In a way, because all the leftover yeast they made the beer from, they made those into donuts and gave those out to the public right there. And people just come out to celebrate and just be out of the house and just have a good time with other people.
So when I was in college, like 2 years ago, I actually did a paper on Oberon because it's a company and how it got started. And a little bit about the donuts from what I read. I would love to try one because I guess they just go really fast. It's just whatever they can make. And I guess they just go really fast. Like I don't even think they last 2 or 4 hours.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
I would love to get my hands on one of those donuts.
Yeah, it's like a 2-hour drive for us to get there, but it's totally worth it.
2-hour donut.
Yeah, I'd be like their Barney in The Simpsons for sure if I lived closer to
Yeah.
that brewery. I have my own house there somehow. They had to kick me out.
So let's take this to the beginning. Tell me, Kyle, what is the origin of Oberon? Like, is Oberon the company name, or is that just the beer?
No, that's just the name of the beer.
Oh, okay.
The company name is called Bell's Brewery, located in Kalamazoo, Michigan. It's family owned by a man named Larry Bell, and he used to work at a bakery. And in
That explains the donuts.
yeah, that does explain a lot right there.
Yeah.
I wonder if you can make sandwiches out of that yeast.
Like bread?
Yeah. Oh my
Brown
God.
bread?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fantastic. I would love to try like a smoked meat sandwich or something.
Oh my God.
That'd be really, really good.
Actually, speaking of smoked meat sandwiches, I smoked a duck using a beer can too. Actually, I got a device that holds the duck in place.
Using Oberon.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I have 3/4 of it filled, put it, the can in the bird, let it stand upright with the device that I got. About 6 hours. It's just delicious.
That's a slow cook.
Yep.
It was a smoked duck, and he used orange too on the skin, and I had a little sliver. It melted in your mouth, and it tasted like bacon. I was a little offended. You only gave me like the littlest piece.
I'll make it more. It
I
was a
didn't know it
6-pound
gonna be
bird.
that good.
I
don't
didn't
eat
either.
duck too often, so I'm like,
No.
holy cow.
What was it? I ate a little too much, and I felt like I
'cause
ate
you didn't
too much
share enough.
bacon. That's true. I'll make others. It was a small 6-pound bird.
So when did Bell's Brewery start? Like when did they actually start brewing beer? Since you said that Mr. Bell he used to be a baker.
That's right. Yes.
And he started brewing. So when did he start brewing beer?
1985. He
That's
yes.
recent. Like that's not. We're not even talking. We're within our year.
Yeah.
That's
Yes, and September 19th to be exact. Close. My birthday's in September, so everything happens in September. Wonderful.
so right around your first birthday.
Yeah.
As a present to Kyle.
That's
Mr.
right.
Mr. Bell. What's his first name?
One
again?
year.
I'm sorry.
Larry.
Oh, Larry.
Larry. That's fantastic.
Larry
Larry.
Bell.
Larry Bell opens his brewery for Kyle for his first birthday.
That was a great gift. I was a year old. And Courtney, for you too. We're twins
Yep.
after all.
That's true.
Your birthday as well.
Larry Bell.
Larry Bell.
So what else can you tell me about the
Well-
origin of? So when did so he opens his brewery. When does he end up creating Oberon? When does he end up creating this fantastic drink that you and so many Michiganders love?
Well, originally it was made in 1992, and it was called Soul Sun. But he changed it in 1997 to honor a Shakespeare play that Larry Bell he was starred in the 6th grade play called A Midsummer Night's Dream. And
A Midsummer's Night's Dream. I know
Dream,
that's-
yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because King Oberon, he's the king of the elves.
Yep. So he named
So
it.
that's why it's named Oberon.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Like that's. Oh.
I know Michelle Pfeiffer, I do believe, was in the movie.
Really?
That's all I really know about Midsummer Night's Dream.
I guess I
know
have to
it's
watch that.
Shakespeare. You know, I was more of a R.L. Stein reader.
If you know Shakespeare, chances are you've at least heard the story of Midsummer Night's Dream. Kyle, when did Oberon Day start? When did people start celebrating Oberon Day? Like, what year did that really start?
I think it was early 2000s. Around that time, people seemed to get out of the house more. They go to the Bell's Brewery, and I think they just made that into like a celebration right there.
Well, from people that aren't from Michigan, Kalamazoo is a big hot spot. I mean, they have a few college campuses down there. It's kind of a touristy place. It's near Grand Rapids. So, I mean, it's really built up since he's opened up his brewery. And also, breweries, as we know today, are just popping up left and right. He's kind of, a staple point of breweries. He was there long before it was kind of chains and everywhere. So I think that's kind of what makes Bell's.
Yeah, it actually started in 1983. He opened up as a home brewer supply store, and then he decided, you know what? I think we can make our own. That's when in 1985, that's when he sold his first commercial beer in a 15-gallon soup pot, and it was called the Great Lakes Amber Ale.
Yeah, it is crazy, like, when brewing, because you've tried brewing and just doing the paper on it, like the yeast factor, how important that is, how it can change this and this, and
everything takes into account.
It's a true craft. But yeah, I think he was just a little ahead of its time. Breweries have been there, but I just think he's not stopped, because we know with Bell's, they come out with certain flavors, just like most other brewing companies during certain times. But Oberon has really, I would say in the last 10 years, has really taken off.
Yeah, they put a new logo a couple of years ago, actually. I think it was, instead of the blue, I think it was red around the bottle right there. Mm-hmm. But they definitely changed that up to make it just pop.
And I remember last summer, you brought home Bell's Oberon Melon.
Oh, yeah.
And I was a little skeptical. Sometimes I see some flavors of beers and it's like, okay, you're just going crazy now. Because, flavors are everything. Like, bacon, cherry, just, I was surprised how much I liked it. I have had a melon beer before. Howell, Michigan has a melon festival, and they make melon beer, and it's at Block Brewery. And it was really good. So I did try it, and I actually really liked it. It was really refreshing, crisp, wasn't as sugary as like an apple cider beer, which was kind of nice because normally you're drinking Oberon during the summer.
Yeah.
You're outside. You're not always drinking water when you're drinking Oberon. So that was actually delightful little surprise, and I liked Oberon melon. So if you haven't tried it, I would give it a shot.
Yeah, I think it's only in a 4-pack, if I recall.
I think they were just testing the waters.
They did. I think hopefully they keep making them or something.
Yeah, it came out later in the summer too.
They did.
So question, is Oberon Day like an official recognized day in Michigan? And if so, when was, I don't know if we covered it, what was the first day that it was actually like, it's Oberon Day? And I'm just kind of curious, like...
kind of depends. They switch Oberon Day. It's at the end of March, like between around the 20th and the 25th. So it's not really official day.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so it's not an official, like, recognized day or anything, like, it's just something that they put out.
Yep.
Yep, it's in March. Obviously, the last 2 years have been a little different. Pretty much with Oberon Day, I think also, like, obviously when you're starting to drink, it becomes more known.
Detroit
and
Free
it's
Press.
just getting bigger every year.
Yeah.
It really, really is.
Yeah, Detroit Free Press made a couple articles. I think maybe, on Oberon Day when that was coming out. And I remember, so one time I was at a bar. It was on Oberon Day. This is probably 3 years ago, and they were selling all kinds of like Oberon chapsticks, sunglasses, stickers, and then they had one particular Oberon that they had bourbon in it. I didn't really like that. I don't think Oberon and bourbon not a good mix.
It's funny that we're reviewing Oberon, which is supposed to be winter's over, and it's a very cold day.
Yeah,
it's windy. It's not very pleasant outside.
But Oberon will make it shine.
It does have a picture of a sun on it.
It does. It makes you happy because you know it's coming. I think that's the thing. With Oberon, even though today is just nasty out, raining on and off, there's snowing in some places in Michigan.
Yep.
You put an Oberon in your hand and take a sip, take a drink, get that nice orange, cut it because oranges are in season.
And in a bottle.
In a bottle.
That explains the oranges.
Yep. Yeah. And it's so refreshing that Michigan and other places that go through winters, we know we're at the end.
Yeah.
You take a sip of Oberon, and it's even closer to summer. Because this is the beer of summer.
This is like my orange juice.
I like that. This is the beer of summer.
Oh, nice one.
So I
Trademark.
just want to kind of piggyback off of what you said, Court. You're saying that because Keizu is somewhat of a college town, that makes sense of why people started celebrating all these college kids, and I guess tie into a spring break. I'm assuming that also probably ties into a bit of spring break.
And the popularity of craft beers, it's perfect.
Yeah, they got the Grand Rapids Griffins games, and the K-Wings Hockey League, and another
Grand
league.
Rapids and Keizu. I mean, there's a lot of weddings that happen and everything there. It's just a good hub. I mean, he got a great location.
Larry did, yeah. I've been there twice.
And also, like I said, with Bell's, it just keeps evolving. And Oberon is just, it makes people happy. And people need to be happy.
Yeah, it's depressing in the winter times here. And this is just a crack in the door knowing, there's a light. We are...
Yes.
It's springtime, baby.
Is that the Oberon sun?
Yes.
So that's so delightful. Just the idea that, like, when you put it all together... It comes out at a time where winter's done. It comes out at a time where people are about to celebrate spring break. You have winter's over, some time off. Snow's presumably mostly melted.
Right. Yeah.
How delightful! Just how delightful of like this market. No wonder that Oberon Day has become this phenomenon that it is now. Like, I'm not surprised. Like, I'm not much of a drinker, but that is pretty cool that.
From your perspective.
From my perspective as a non-drinker, it's like, wow, that's really cool. Like,
yeah.
It's super. No wonder people in Michigan celebrate Oberon Day.
Yes.
More than our birthday.
And, Michigan it's a lot of it is boating season.
It's coming up.
Tourist season. This is where Michigan makes a lot of their money. And it's a good time. Michigan summers are amazing summers.
All the lakes,
The lakes
out here.
are just gorgeous. The festivals that happen.
Camping.
And Oberon's a huge part of that because that is one beer that you take on the boat most of the time. Before, living in Arizona for so long.
Oh, they sell that year round.
They do.
Oberon, that they're in Florida and in Puerto Rico. They sell Oberon there too.
For folks that don't know, for Oberon, they actually, why it's so important to Michiganders is that it's a seasonal beer. It's here and it goes. It's not a year-round beer.
No.
Like Kyle just said, in other places it is year-round, but for us it's not.
No, it's a big deal. It goes away in the fall right there. Then it's like, I know somebody that had an Oberon, this is a couple of years ago, for one full year, she was able to find Oberon anywhere she can get it. And even at gas stations or grocery stores, they were still selling it. She had it for a whole year, and I'm thinking, oh, that's not for me in the winter times, though. I love it in the spring. You're doing this wrong. And
Yeah.
she said, well, I'm from Ohio. Like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
So, Kyle, before we go into describing the beer, are there any other facts or interesting kind of things about Bell's or the beer itself, or anything you want to kind of like Larry? I'd love to hear about more about Larry sometime. Like what a fascinating gentleman.
That he still holds, Bell's Brewery still holds the oldest existing craft brewery in Michigan. And they still have their home brew supply store. They still have that in the brewery. So it's really great, building a brewery, what they have. They have your main dining hall, and then on the other side of the building, that's where they have their supply stores. And if you're a home brewer, they have almost everything that you need, from dry yeast, liquid yeast, different flavor of hops that you need for your brew, even other recipes for other beer that you want to try to make. And they got all their Oberon Two-Hearted, we'll have maybe another episode about them, one of their brews. It's one of the best beers in America, 4 years in a row, Two-Hearted. We'll get that to another episode, though. I think I try to buy a few supplies for my home brewing, but it's been a while since I brewed. I'll try to get back to it one day.
It is a craft.
It really is.
So what would you say Oberon tastes like? Like, give us an example for the people who haven't had it, or...
Oh, well, an Oberon, I would highly recommend using a bottle over a can. On the bottles, it has all that fermentation setting on the bottom there on the shelf for quite a while. So, give you guys a little bit of a tip to get a better burst of flavor. You take the bottle and just put it on your table for like 5 seconds, and then do the other side another 5-10 seconds.
So you're not exactly shaking it.
No.
You're rolling it.
Just rolling it.
And what Kyle's describing too is like when you pull the beer out of the case, you'll see that there's like almost like a white line thing in the bottle. You almost think there's like something like floaty in it. What is that? Oh my God.
That's okay.
It's good. Trust me. That's why you need to spin it so that gets into the beer, and it's all a part of Oberon.
Yes.
All a part of it. But if you're on a boat, naturally it will shake it for you, and you're good to go.
Yes. And then it's always good with a slice of orange too. Gives it a really good flavor right there.
That's what you have right now.
That's what I have.
Your beer has the orange in it.
This is just delicious.
But
It's
refreshing.
yes. Oh my God. It's spring again.
Like it's a very orange color. It's not transparent. It's a very pretty beer. It almost looks like a cider beer, but not sugary. You can look at some cider beers and be like, I bet that's more sugar than beer. And this is just a beautiful coloring. You'll see it up on our Facebook page. It's just a beautiful crafted beer. Thank you, Larry Bell,
for making our perfect spring summer beer.
So I assume since you have orange in it, of course, like it's kind of marketed that way. Without the orange, would it smell kind of citrusy, like orangey?
No, it's more of a wheat. It's an American wheat ale beer. The orange gives it a better burst of flavor added to it. It's kind of like on The Simpsons where Homer put cough syrup in. People try.
the Flaming Moe.
Yeah, the Flaming Moe episode, and he just put the cough syrup and then made it so much better. That's what the orange is like for the Oberon, right there.
Just a little extra.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
not that high in alcohol. It's 5.8%. It's just a perfect time just to drink it on your boat, outside, just anywhere to get out of the house.
What's the best way to explain the taste?
Let me give it another taste here.
Now, the taste that you're going to describe, though, is altered by the orange slice.
Yep, it is. Without the with the orange, it's kind of like it's like wheat and then orangey kind of a taste right there. It's like a Sunny D, but definitely with alcohol.
I was gonna say Tang.
Oh, Tang is better. Oh,
It's
I haven't
like
had that in a long
almost
time.
like adult orange juice, but
Yes.
without all the sugar, and it's better than the screwdriver drink. I think the vodka and orange juice, just because I'm not the biggest vodka fan, but I just it's just so well crafted. It's light. It's not heavy. During the summer, you're out in the sun. You almost feel refreshed. It's not sugary. It's just like you're almost drinking a bottle of oranges that got drunk the night before.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's delicious.
That it is. I was just so happy to be at that brewery, just knowing this is where it all started with Larry and all the other craft beer that he crafted so geniusly, like Hop Slam, another one we'll talk about. That's usually released in January and then end of February, but it's a very complex, a lot of hops that goes into this, and it's all complex right there, how they, when to add it and which time or what temperature or anything. So it's one of those.
Larry is one of those brewers that put a lot of thought into each craft beer that he comes up with.
That he does, and it all started in the 15-gallon soup pot, and then look at it now.
Yep.
I've been working for the company I work for the last 3 years, and I remember when they started bringing out Oberon for Oberon Day, and at that point I didn't really know anything about Oberon Day, so I thought that was so neat. Here they are with a cart. Oberon Day,
Yeah.
here you go. So do you guys have any stories like that where it's like Oberon Day, yay?
Yeah, when it does release, actually even bars, when they get their kegs from Bell's, they'll celebrate that too. So a lot of people from bars all over Michigan, they'll make a little profit right there for people just like, hey, it's a Monday after work, come out here, it's Oberon Day, it's here, let's all celebrate. And that's when Bell's will have all their sponsorships of Oberon, of t-shirts and all kinds. That's how I got the chapstick. And it wasn't bad, actually. It was definitely heavily orange. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. But is it okay for me to drive?
Right. Right. Safety
We
first.
advocate here at Clyde's Happy Hour.
Don't
always
drink and drive.
responsibly.
Never.
Oberon, I don't have just that personal story. It reminds me of you a lot, Kyle.
Uh-oh.
I didn't get into Oberon until actually I moved back to Michigan. My husband and I.
Oh, you guys were in
Matt,
Arizona.
We lived in Arizona for about 10 years, and coming home, I knew about Oberon, but not like how I know now. I did a paper on it for school, and is more recognized now, and people celebrate it. You see it on Facebook and Twitter and TikTok and stuff. It's really become a big thing within the last 10 years. So I guess my best memory is you for Oberon, because you're the one we're on the boat and you're like, you got to try this. It's really good. And I hadn't drank beer in a long time just because I have 2 young children, and it was like, oh, I can do this. This is good.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I miss that pontoon boat. It's always perfect right there
Yeah.
in that scenario. I mean, even if you're fishing, I'm enjoying my time out here. Just having a nice Oberon. Don't care if I catch anything. It was still fun just to be out. And our lakes around where we live, we have 7 different lakes, channels of lakes right there. There's always a party central right there.
Yep.
Different certain lakes that have certain shallows, and they'll celebrate Oberon Day when they can. But unfortunately, it's around March. But people don't put their boats out yet until more of summertime.
Yeah.
It's like a 3-month period. Okay, time to get out there in the water as much as we can get out, and then around October is when they put their boats back in.
So is that how you would almost describe the perfect evening for Oberon? Like
Oh.
it sounds like you just, hey, this is the boat beer. This is
Right.
This is the summer beer.
Have fun beer.
I have I would drink this even when I'm watching a baseball game, anywhere or any bars, as long as I'm like outside in the patio too, on a nice summer day. Like, you know what? I'll have an Oberon right there.
Outside beer, for
Yeah.
sure.
At one time, I was at this one restaurant, and we got an Oberon. This is like 2 years ago, and I'm so used to the taste of Oberon. Somehow this bar just ruined it. It was really flat, and I sent it back. They brought me a new one, and they said it must be the keg. Oh,
the podcat.
we got a podcat.
Podcat wanted to say hello.
There we
So that's
go.
our newest character on That's Happy Hour, the
It's-
podcat. Did she get her own nickname?
I don't think her real name is Milena, but I don't think we gave her other nickname.
Well, there's others, but they're not appropriate.
Yeah, that wasn't.
So this is why I only call it,
The
I only call her
podcat.
cat.
Podcast cat.
Podcast cat.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to leave it up to you. We're going to do a poll. What sounds better, the podcat or podcast cat? Thumbs up for podcat, and I don't know, heart for the podcast cat.
I like that,
Win.
yes.
Podcast cat.
All right,
You got a
that's
new
what we'll
nickname,
do. So
kitty
we're gonna have
cat.
some fun with it. I'll post that up later.
She'll be the new star of the show.
Yeah, we're done for. I know
Yeah.
I am.
This was a lot of fun. Like, I learned a lot, learning about Oberon and just Bell's Brewery in general. Anything you want to say before we kind of start signing off?
Bells, got to make a visit out there. I miss their food, the atmosphere, everything. Even about their growler. It's supposed to be a 64 ouncer. This is a 67 ounce. So I get free little ounces right there, and hopefully,
Every ounce counts.
yes, it does.
Carl, if you want to take us out.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for listening for another episode of Clyde's Happy Hour. Once again, I'm your Beer Pundit Kyle. Standing next to me is co-producer Courtney.
Thank you for listening. See you next time.
And my producer brother-in-law, Pat.
Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll see you on the next one.
Please like and subscribe. Visit us on Facebook. And as always, drink responsibly.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Have a good one. Happy Oberon Day.
Happy Oberon Day. Also, I want to go viral. No, I don't. Cut that.